Hello and welcome to Into the Fog, where we delve into the infinite horror of the Entity's realm in search of new additions to the unofficial Horror Hall of Fame. The Entity's realm is no stranger to extraterrestrial life forms, beings from across the stars that have terrorized and petrified survivors. However, one acquisition is unlike others, a being that is more like a parasite than ordinary life form. Finding itself stranded on Earth, it emerged from the Arctic ice and caused mayhem in a crew of researchers, contorting its biology and form to deceive and assault. Near the end of its life, the Entity took it. A new killer now creeps the trial grounds. No, not a killer. A better title could be The Thing. The Thing is capable of becoming a range of forms in order to infect and infiltrate the cast of survivors with its power, cellular assimilation. The Thing, through any attack, can cause survivors to gain infection. When a survivor gains infection by any means, you also accumulate DNA points towards your power, allowing you to use your special abilities. Special ability, of many forms. Pressing and holding the secondary power button, you open a selection menu of all the Thing's forms, able to change their physical form in a short animation, which then places them into a 10-second cooldown. While a form other than the humanoid, the Thing's default choice, is active, DNA is drained at 2% per second. Canine form. While canine form, you move at 4.4 meters per second and have a 24 meter terror radius. Basic attack can no longer lunge. Using power, you begin to spray slime from your jaw at the cost of DNA. Slime coats surfaces and interactables and makes survivors slower and gain infection quicker. Crawler form. In crawler form, you have no terror radius and move at 5 meters per second. Basic attack is replaced with Scurry, rapidly increasing your movement speed and losing collision on dropped pallets and survivors, but locking your direction for 8 meters. Power button allows you to grapple, firing an elongated tongue at the cost of DNA, that colliding with a surface within 16 meters rapidly pulls you to it. However, survivors hit are met halfway. Special affliction, Host. When a survivor has become fully infected, they are highlighted with killer instinct briefly and become a host. While humanoids, and at full DNA, holding power reveals all active hosts in the trial, allowing you to select one to perform assimilation. Failing to select a survivor removes 20% of your DNA points. Successfully performing drains 50%. Assimilation leaves your base body dormant and causes survivor to be secretly possessed, the Thing watching through their perspective, with the host slowly becoming more and more visibly infected. Pressing attack after 15 seconds has elapsed, they collapse onto the ground and mutate into the Thing, briefly gaining a boost of speed and retain for this form an 18-meter terror radius. While possessed, DNA is drained similar to a special form. When DNA is depleted, the Thing returns to their dormant form, and the survivor loses all infection. On command, the Thing can choose to return to their body, the survivor being left with a quarter of their infection. Special item, Molotov. Survivors can craft a Molotov at one of the 4 workstations found throughout the trial. While held, this special item prevents survivors from doing any other interaction, only being able to drop the Molotov onto the floor and create a 12-meter radius of fire for 15 seconds. While under the effects of fire, survivors suffer exhausted, hindered, and incapacitated. They must pat themselves down before they become burned and lose a health state, after 10 seconds have elapsed. The Thing suffers hindered and loses DNA points at a faster rate. If in normal humanoid form, they simply lose DNA at the normal rate. After 3 seconds outside of fire, the Thing loses flames. The dormant Thing begins to burn, revealing the responsible survivor with killer instinct After 4 seconds, the thing is forced out of assimilation instantly and reduced to a non-special crawler form until they gain enough DNA to become humanoid once again. A survivor currently possessed by the thing will be cleansed of possession after they lose a health state. Once a Molotov is crafted, the workbench cannot be used for 50 seconds. The thing also comes with a range of add-ons, modifying most aspects of their power. You isolate your victims, leaving them blind to your assault, with the thing's first perk, Incomprehensible Wail. Survivors inside your terror radius suffer from blindness. After being stunned, your terror radius expands by 4, 6, or 8 meters, dependent on the perk's rarity, for 10 seconds. Your biology automatically changes to its environment with the thing's second perk, Defensive Adaptation. Upon being stunned or blinded by any means, gain a token, up to 3, 4, or 5, dependent on the perk's rarity. Each token increases your recovery speed from blinds and stuns, as well as increasing your break speed by 4, 6, and 8%, dependent on the perk's rarity. You cause distrust, making once unbreakable teams tear each other down, with the thing's third and final perk, Sow Discord. For every survivor cooperating on a single generator, increase the skill check penalty by 6, 8, and 10%, dependent on the perk's rarity, and increase the speed penalty to cooperative repairs. Discord and distrust tore down that Arctic research team. Nobody trusted anybody. However, one man managed to keep the thing from totally causing mayhem, fighting at every turn and believing himself to be the final survivor. When the icy wind turned thick, obscuring his vision, he awoke in an entirely different location. Now inside the entity's realm, R.J. McCready looks to act as an unlikely leader within the trials. You offer a guiding light to your team, showing them the path to safety, with McCready's first perk, Emergency Flare. After repairing a total of 50, 45, or 40% of a generator, depending on the perk's rarity, Emergency Flare activates. The next time you open a chest, you obtain a flare. Flares have 12 seconds of use, being tossed on the ground, revealing all survivors inside, auras to every other survivor in the trial. Those outside the range gain a speed bonus in travelling towards the flare's location. A strong team isn't just made, it's earned, with McCready's second perk, Building Trust. Completing an action while collaborating with another survivor, you gain a token, up to 6. Each token increases the speed which you and those within 8, 10, or 12 meters, dependent on the perk's rarity, perform cooperative actions by 6% per token held. When performing an action that can be cooperated, all survivors see your aura. You're used to making the tough calls, knowing one wrong move could be catastrophic. With McCready's third and final perk, Verdict, Careful Decision. Upon a survivor being hooked, you gain a prompt of 2 options to select for 10 seconds, while any player that has this perk and is not currently hooked can also choose an option to vote on. Option A, Progress. All generators gain a boost in repair speed for 12 seconds, but the hooked survivor becomes restrained by the entity for the same duration. Option B, Safety. The hooked survivor has their hook timer paused for 12 seconds, but the most progressed generator becomes blocked for the same duration. Whichever option has the most votes is put forward, and Verdict, Careful Decision goes on a cooldown of 160, 140 and 120 seconds, dependent on the perk's rarity. If the perk ends in a draw or no votes are cast, this perk still deactivates. And with that, we conclude our visit to the fog this time. Wasn't that nice? This realm has so many different faces, all sharing in one another's company, whether that be good or bad. Who knows who we could see next? Well, I'll see you then. Goodbye.